What's up, everyone? We are here in Laguna Beach with Phil Hughes, ex-MLB player, now YouTuber, just like us. We're colleagues.
Yes.
Peers, equals.
We use that joke when I sit
Media
down with,
entrepreneurs.
Yeah, when I sit down with Cece as well, it's the same joke.
Yeah.
We're two podcasters just hanging out.
Yep.
He's welcomed us to his house. We did a video on pulling carts, Phil's pull. So go watch that on YouTube. Now we're going to ask him some questions.
Are you full ex-MLB?
Well,
Are you twirling it at all?
I haven't given like the, you know how like Twitter will only allow you to do so many characters?
Yeah.
And so guys, when
You
they
haven't
announce
done
their
the note.
returement, they go on the notes
Yeah.
and put it up. I haven't gone to
note's
that
not
level
official
yet.
yet.
Yeah.
Well,
Your official thank you. You want him to
Do you
draw
need
it?
well, dude, it's also kind of got to be tempting as like the technology and stuff gets better. That like I don't know, you let the arm breathe for a little bit and hop in one of those labs and be like spin rate, okay.
That's kind of what I'm holding on to. So I'm only 33, but I had two pretty, I wouldn't say devastating, but pretty serious arm, surgeries. And so it's kind of been tough to decide, like, is this it for me, or should I, kind of, see if my arm feels good in a year and figure it out. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. In the meantime, I'm opening cards like an
Pulling
idiot.
cards.
and just had a little baby boy.
Yeah,
so
congrats on that.
Thank you. Yeah, so we're excited about that, and it's a nice time to be home and kind of hang out with the family and do a lot of things I couldn't do over the last 15 years.
Yeah, have a life.
Yeah.
And this ain't a bad place to do it either, by the way.
It's my favorite, like Derek Jeter thing. Not my favorite Derek Jeter thing. I like the World Series.
Yeah.
When he finally retired, he said no to everything. They're like, "Hey, can you come to this like ceremony?" And he was like, "No, I haven't been able to do my own schedule for 20 years.
Yeah.
Even then, he was 18, so like he had never had his own time." And I was like, "That's crazy." Because baseball is a grind. Like, we just cover it from our couch. And even that, we're like, fuck, this is a grind.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not to put Phil's pulls unders, but like what you're saying is like when you're a pro athlete, I mean, you've got things laid out. You've got your off-season throwing program, and then once you're in the grind of a baseball season, like we got tired just like covering the Yankees. Like they went on West Coast trip, and we were like, fuck.
Yeah, staying up late, watching games.
So
see if there's anything to cover. Yeah.
Are you enjoying this? Are you like, yeah, I'll throw on the Rangers game, and like I'm just chilling, or is there a little bit that I don't know? You're so used to that.
For sports, fantasy football is my 1A.
Yeah.
Yeah, we heard about
Hockey.
the league you're in. It's
First weekend of playoffs.
Started the league.
Yeah, and I didn't make playoffs.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm pretty upset about
all
that. But my team wasn't.
How's Schwartzen doing? I heard his team's terrible this year.
No, he made the playoffs. He's gonna lose though.
Okay.
He's gonna lose.
Suck it.
Who else is in the league? Mustakis, Hosmer.
Like Flaherty.
Plouffe.
Flaherty,
Plouffe and
Corbin.
Flaherty run their team together.
Yeah.
That's
We were with
That's
Plouffe
the
and
only
they were
reason why
facing-
Flaherty's in the league is because Plouffe decided he didn't want to be in the 5K buy-in all by himself, so he had a
split it.
partner. Yeah, I split it with Flaherty, so
shots fired.
we give him shit about that.
Have to.
A couple tennis guys. They suck.
There was
Marty Fish, right?
Yeah, that's pretty.
Yeah, it's a good league. It's fun.
You want to do not fun league? What fun league? Do baseball. It's as grind as playing
Oh
baseball.
my gosh! But then you got to set the lineups like every week, and in baseball, it's like forever.
It's a lot.
You
We
do
were in
roto. Like, is it a roto or is it head to head?
Head to head. 12. We did 12 categories for a while. We did 22 categories for a while.
Yeah.
So I always had you. In 2010,
I always had you.
Yeah. No, you didn't. Because I couldn't put away my
That's
Yankee
dramatic.
fan.
Yes, dude, it happens.
But
like, I pick Chargers every year.
In
and they suck,
2010,
yeah.
I went all Yankees. I was in seventh place. I traded. So I literally, whatever Joe put as the lineup in the starting pitcher, that was my team, and I made it to the semifinals. Jake and I tied. He won because he was the home team, and that's bullshit.
Better record.
That's awful.
Regular
That's
season
the
better
worst.
record.
That's the worst.
I mean,
we had
put in the
we
time.
had a four-way tie to get into playoffs, and it came down to points. It's like
it sucks.
you hate to see it go like that, but there's no good system. But
Yeah.
but as I was saying, fantasy football, hockey, and then during baseball season, I'll put a game on every now and then just to see as my wife starts her car up and drives
What's
away. Thanks,
what's
honey.
her?
She saw what was going on.
Yeah.
she pulled up. Nope.
Baby needs a nap. Okay, we'll be driving now.
I'm out of here.
What's I mean, we should talk the polls a little bit on here, right? Because I mean, we're going to be posting different.
How'd I
videos
do?
and stuff.
Give me an honest
Oh,
review.
bad.
Well, you didn't
did
open
good.
any of the cards on camera.
Yeah,
So that was a -1.
Yeah, I corrected it once I was told.
Yeah.
So directing -1.
Okay. But as a guy that has a history, or you're a film guy, right?
Yeah.
So
I
you should know where the camera's looking.
I was in deep. I was looking at the cards. I was
You
reading
were-
the
you were
back.
very-
Were
yeah.
you feeling pressure? Your first
Not
polls.
until he told me how dumb I was being. I thought I was nailing it.
So
I'm killing.
that's the hard part. Is like you want to look at the cards, you want to absorb the
Yeah.
information and give out the information, but at the same time, you have to make sure that they're
You know what the other
viewable
thing
for
is?
the audience. It's not easy. Like,
You know what the other thing is?
I'm
Your
multi-talented.
your internal clock. You have that timer.
Yeah.
Our content is 1 minute, 2 minutes, or an hour.
Right.
So that's the only time frames I know. So like that was long form.
Yeah.
For me. I was
Yeah.
like, let's go.
Yeah.
Banter.
No,
Jake and I
as
just banter.
it was approaching 15, 20 minutes, I was
You
like,
were
all
like,
right, shut up. we gotta
Stop it.
We gotta wrap this
Young
up.
boy, we don't care.
I was about to like go into the stats on the back and be like, look, you only have to
Right.
stop doing that. Stop
I
doing
don't
that.
I mean, you guys are more than welcome to hang out for dinner.
Kevin Brown's 4 starts for Texas.
No, I want to ask some baseball questions, then I want to ask just food questions and your life questions.
Yeah.
But you came
Thanks
up.
for the burrito.
Yeah,
That's delicious.
I didn't know you were
That
bringing.
chorizo,
I didn't
man.
know you were bringing the cameraman, so I only. I only
shared- we
supplied
shared
two.
I was a little too
Yeah.
hungover to eat a full burrito on
Okay.
a car ride.
All right. Good. Yeah.
You come up. I asked Jake this the other day. When you came up with the Yankees, it was you, Ian Kennedy, Jabba, right? And in 2008, like these are the guys we're going with. Were you looking around and like, what the fuck? Because the Yankees never brought up guys like Gardner's. Like I didn't think I'd ever be a Yankee because they trade
Right.
everyone, and they still. That's like one of the only years they did that with like the 3 rookies.
Yeah.
Is that crazy?
Yeah, I mean they
Exciting,
kind
probably.
of stuck with their motto of like, hey, we got these guys and they're going to be our dudes, and we're not going to trade them for Santana, we're not going to trade them for Miguel Cabrera, and we all kind of had so Yankee careers. Like I, was there for the World Series, bullpen, all-star as a starter, but for the most part, I was there for 6-7 years, and.
Yeah.
You ask a lot of Yankee fans, how they feel about it now, and they'd be like, "Yeah, he's okay." And then with
You were a big part of the 09 run.
right?
And my 09 fantasy team when I put you in the pen. Got,
So it's
got those holes.
Those are 2 rings.
It's kind of how you weigh things,
Those are
right?
2 rings.
Like what? Oh, dude, we forgot to give you the ring for the video.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
But we'll-
back in the lab. Cut it.
Another half-hour video.
Did you? I feel like a lot of starting pitchers hate the bullpen. Were you okay with the bullpen?
I took to it.
Yeah.
I took to it pretty well. Yeah, I was so thrilled to not be going to AAA.
Right.
Okay.
So that was kind of my thing. Most guys that get sent down to the pen, it's like, oh, he's not doing so great, but he's on a guaranteed contract, so we can't send him to AAA.
Right.
And so they're bitter when
Yeah.
they go to the pen. For me, it was like I had options. I could be sent down.
Yeah.
And so for me, I was like, Girardi called me in his office. I'm like, I know what this is about. And it was like, hey, you've done a good job. It was the year, I think Chimmy Wong was coming back from a shoulder thing.
Yeah.
And he was ready to come back. And so they were like, hey, you're the odd man out, but we're going to put you in the bullpen. And I was like, oh, that's awesome. I don't want any more AAA, meals.
Did
after
you
the
feel
game.
like it was? I mean, did you enjoy the fact that like you're only going to see that batter once, and could you like turn the knob up a little further? Or
For sure.
Yeah.
Everybody's like
mean,
that. Most starters, they're kind of, groomed to be able to withstand. I mean, now it's like 4 innings, but back then it was like 6, 7, 8 innings. And so, for me, it was like, okay, I have to get 3 guys out. Like I'm gonna let my shit hang out and
Nice,
throw as
yeah.
hard as I can.
Did you go to the bullpen and you were like, "Where's Mo? Where's Mo?" And then he was sleeping. And you're like, "Oh, we can sleep here." And then like, only Mo can sleep during
Yes,
games.
yeah, that's exactly it. Everybody was down there like for the national anthem, like doing all this, and then Mo strolls down in the 6th inning.
Awesome.
But
That's not a bad life.
he deserved it.
After the 09 win, Kim Jones in the presser, or Susan Waldman actually, asked you like, "Hey, you were a big part of this," and you were like, well, downplayed it. Do you feel different now?
Well,
Because I hope you do.
I mean, I've always tried to be a pretty humble guy.
Yeah, and I get that, but
and I didn't have the best playoffs, and everybody brings that up, like on
we
Twitter, which is
he had you on every team.
well,
I always had.
we've already come too close to touching hands in our card opening video.
Was there hand contact in the video?
No, I was steered.
That's why he wasn't opening cards on camera.
This guy's cool over here.
But no, I didn't have the best playoffs, and even though my regular season, kind of,
Yeah.
I won't self-admit it, but
It was
I
dominant.
stabilized the
Yeah.
bullpen.
Yeah.
You
You were
found an
huge.
eighth inning guy that could get the ball to Mo. A lot of people look back and they're like, oh, but his playoff sucks. He didn't have anything to do with it. And I kind of felt that way when we won the World Series. I was like, yeah, it's cool. I had a good year, but we won the World Series, and I didn't really contribute much to that part. But
The other Phil was in the celebration going crazy, and he didn't even pitch. Coke. That was the line.
he's trying to make a comeback.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to knock Phil Coke, but it was just a funny line, like on that broadcast. Fucking was it Flash? Like, always the guy that does the least and celebrates the most, and it just cuts the Coke. And I'm like, this is mean.
I get that.
Yeah.
I'm living
There's
that
always
life.
those weird guys who are like, September call-ups that, pinch run and they
Yeah.
get a ring.
Oh
It's
my
like,
God.
how do you feel about that after? It's
Yeah.
like you don't value it as much as a guy like, A-Rod who played his whole
CeCe,
career, and that was his lone ring,
Scherzer
or
this
CeCe,
year was
or
like-
pitched his
last
Yeah.
night.
tail off, and
Yeah.
that was the only ring he got. So it's weird,
When,
and then the ushers in the stands get a ring too. So it's like,
Yeah, that is kind of weird. Right?
Yeah.
Phil Coke also, I don't know, this is what we were told, that he got fined in kangaroo court because he always pointed for a thing. That 09 team did kangaroo court, and like they've never done it. Mo was the judge wearing like a mop as a wig. Did you get fined for anything?
I didn't get fined for anything, but
Did you fine anyone?
Phil Coke, I can't remember if I did or not, but the Phil Coke was funny. Yeah, he would always point to every fly ball, and I think it was Joey Gallo hit just an absolute bomb in Texas. And
You guys got it?
He pointed up to it and it like almost went out of the stadium. It's like, that's a fine.
Pay up.
Like Granderson was like, yeah, I see that it's in the air.
Thank
What do
you
you
for
want me to
showing me how far you
do?
just got rocked.
I mean, you mentioned the guys from the fantasy league. Who are your like your dudes from the Yankees? Like who is your crew?
CC Gardy, A-Rod.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
those are
not
my guys.
bad.
Bang up crew.
Those are my guys.
Yeah.
You
Those are my
downgraded.
It's a gated neighborhood. I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I'm not too worried about you guys getting back in.
Sneaky.
No,
He's got his credentials.
Here.
not valid. CC's awesome. I don't know if you guys have had any interaction with him. I'm sure you have, but he's a great dude. Gardy, awesome. We all keep in touch, and A-Rod, who kind of didn't set himself up for success from a media perspective.
Now he's
And now he's
King of the world. Man.
yeah, kind of doing
crazy.
whatever he wants and dancing with the stars with A-Rod and
his
or
story
with
is nuts.
J-Lo and,
Yeah, that's crazy.
everything else. So
When you were pitching, right? That's when the Java rules, and you kind of got some of that too. But that was such a new era, and also Java was fist pumping, and people were so mad. Like those years, that late 08 to like 010, that's how it is. That was like a transition for baseball, and like the pitch limit and all that shit.
Yeah.
Were you annoyed by that? Were you affected by it? Like Java, they tossed around. In my opinion.
I mean, the only really instance where it came up was, well, it didn't help that I was put in the bullpen. I mean, it was awesome that I was put in the bullpen, so I didn't have to go to AAA and I won a World Series, which is cool.
Yeah.
But
And you were really good at that.
and then it was like, okay, well, now what? And it's like, okay, well, he's going to be a starter in 2010, but he only pitched 80 innings, so we got to limit his innings, or I think it was more than that because I started a little bit, so it might have been closer to like 100 innings, but still, it wasn't like a full workload for a starter.
Yeah. Java was weird. 4-inning starts and a 3-inning start and then bullpen. It was
So for him, he kind of, they were like, really limited the innings of his starts. For me, they like let me go wild in the first half, and then kind of cut me back in the second half, and my second half slumped, and it's a hard thing, like. And I never blame Cashman for any of this because they're in a really tough situation there.
Yeah.
The Oakland A's can go and develop pitchers because I can say this now that I'm not playing. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
Like they can go and be terrible for 3 years and develop these guys and then go and make a playoff run.
Right.
Yeah.
The Yankees can't.
No.
They can't be like, hey, we're gonna
be bad.
We're gonna
Oh my
develop for a
God.
little while.
They were going to do
we're
it in
gonna
16
tank
when
for
they
3
traded
years.
McCann and everything, and then they got so not lucky because they knew they had him, but with Judge and Gary came up, and then 17 was supposed to be like no expectations. We may not make the playoffs, and then Judge hits 52 home runs, and Severino's a fucking stud, and they're like,
Right.
yeah, okay, rebuild over, we're good again.
Yeah.
Well, that lasted a month.
Right, and
But,
they lucked out with that.
but yeah, that
because a
would-
lot of teams don't get that production out of young guys.
And Yankee fans wouldn't take to it.
Right.
In
So
in
it's-
08, first time not making the playoffs. Was that a weird vibe? Like Jeter's first time not making the playoffs?
Well, yeah, it was a weird vibe. They went out and spent what, $200 million to make sure it didn't happen again.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I've got a baseball question, and then I think we'll start doing like silly shit.
Yeah.
That's kind of our niche. But
Couldn't tell.
a big talk that I've been getting in the weeds with online.
You're
whatever
there
this
with the
is.
hand stuff.
This is the A-Rod hand.
Yeah.
Now Phil.
yeah, it's not the Trevor Plouffe diamond. But,
oh yeah.
yeah, it's
oh
close.
wow, that's
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Plouffe's he's trademarked the diamond.
Okay.
So
That's good.
beware.
We're gonna have to work
You're
that
going to
in.
get a strike on YouTube if you ever.
That's pretty good. The big thing, Jeter's going into the Hall of Fame this year. We'll stop talking Jeter too. The new analytics thing is that he was like a bad shortstop, and he got old. Not a lot of shortstops get old, and I think there's something there, and that's fine. But like young Jeter, I mean, we all have the image of the jump throw, and fucking Jeter. Like, I'm not telling you to say Jeter was a bad defensive shortstop because that would the
Do you
open
hate
A's
the
fans are already mad at you.
revisionist history that's going on with these players? Is that basically the crux of this question?
A little bit.
I hate it.
I do too. And is it Ottavino that said that he would strike out Babe Ruth?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course he would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any of us would.
But if Babe Ruth
I haven't picked up a ball in 6 months, I'd strike out Babe Ruth.
Yeah.
Like that's.
Yeah. If Babe Ruth lived it now.
But Babe Ruth was a different
Yeah.
player in a different era, and he
Right.
was great.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think you can take that away from him.
Yeah.
But baseball was just different. You know,
Yeah.
our guys from 10 years from now, and everybody's 6'8", you know,
Yeah.
because they're all on. Sorry.
Wow, short guy.
I mean,
fully
relievers,
excited for my
relievers all throw 100 now.
Hundreds, yeah,
You know, they're
yeah.
gonna.
Dude,
you know,
that's nuts.
you know, guys are bigger, stronger, faster. Does that mean that Babe Ruth was bad? No, he was the best player of his time.
That is
Yeah.
time.
So I don't like the revisionist history because I feel like it discredits what guys did.
It's just dumb.
Yeah.
'Cause, I mean, he got 5 Gold Gloves, and like, okay, maybe he's not that elite, but like Jeter could field. Like, he was athletic.
Yeah.
Yeah, is he Anderson Simmons? No, but
No.
he was the best of his time.
Neither.
You and Posada ever get in any fights?
No fights,
He's a fiery dude.
disagreements,
Yeah. You ever
no fights.
You ever hear stories of him and El Duque fighting and then going and playing together?
Yeah, no, I mean, these guys are competitive. We
Yeah.
touched on it in the card opening
Yeah,
about
yeah.
Pettit. You know, he's
Yeah.
a guy that doesn't cuss, and he would try. He would,
Crap.
he would say crap. He would bleep himself. You know,
Bleep it, idiot.
Yeah,
Come on,
But
Andy.
yeah, I mean, you know, that was a
That's
very, very fiery, competitive year for the Yankees, and it paid off.
Yeah.
I mean, all those guys had it. You know, they had that competitive edge, and yeah.
I almost beat up a guy during your second start of your career. so I was so
in
excited.
Texas. Did you fly down?
No, I was in Livermore, California. No, like DVR was the only way. Twitter didn't. You couldn't follow a game if you weren't in front of your TV then, really.
Mm-hmm.
So I DVR the game. So all excited. The next Roger Clemens was, which is fucked up that they kept saying that about
Right.
you. Yeah. It's,
I think it made the same thing, man. It's like, oh.
anyway, so like I DVR in the game, going to my little brother's little league game, and I'm in California. It's not a Yankee fan, so I don't have to worry about it. This guy comes up to me and goes, "He's got a no-hitter going." I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna fucking kill you!" So I drove home, left the little league game, drove home, and just like skipped all the way up. But then it ended. You still have like a no-hitter. You wore.
I threw a
complete
no-hitter
game.
in my second start.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I didn't throw a 9-inning no-hitter,
No,
You threw-
but I
got
threw a no-hitter.
Yeah, you
There
got
was
that.
no hits.
That must have been crazy or devastating or whatever. How did you deal with that?
Yeah, I've said this in a couple interviews since. Is I feel like I was never the same.
Well, you couldn't
after that.
plant, right?
Yeah,
Or
because
you-
I was my front leg would like hyperextend.
Yeah.
Like how I used to throw, and
You know, like how those.
Verlander
I'm going
does
to
it.
explain it to Jake. 'Cause I'm relevant.
Right.
You know how
you know what you're talking about.
Jake? Some pitchers hyperextend, their knee goes like backwards a little bit.
Yeah.
So then Phil had to just plant and pitch.
Yeah, and have
So
like a little bent
beautiful.
leg.
Yeah. So the
You
last.
know, I'm a Yankees fan too.
No, you're done. I knew everything.
Okay. Yeah, it's fair.
So the
But
last
yeah,
game
it
you
was-
ever played, being able to hyperextend,
Yeah.
no hitter.
That was it.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
what if?
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, I still had some good years after that. Like,
Yeah.
I wasn't,
No, it didn't completely change you, but you were probably doing that delivery for your whole life.
right. And then, like, something subconsciously would not allow me to do that.
Yeah.
Oh, your body was just like, nope,
Yeah,
we don't
I
do
tried.
that anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a weird thing.
It's a weird thing.
But,
Did Mo ever try to teach you his cutter, or did you ever try to?
well, I asked him about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like that's like every.
He got a lot of shit for trying to tell in the All-Star game. He would
Yeah.
he would show guys his grips and stuff, and Yankee fans were like, "Whoa,
Yeah.
you're gonna tell him the best pitch in baseball," and it's like, well, nobody throws it like he does.
Yeah.
It's not like
Yeah, because they say that's always makes me laugh. Because like that's just naturally how the ball comes out of his hand. It's like, well, then why is he telling? Like, how can he teach it to other people?
Yeah.
right.
Like
Yeah,
Robertson.
I mean, he would show him his grip and stuff, but it'd be like if I was like, "Hey, throw 95," like,
Yeah.
"Oh, that's all I have to do."
We'll do
Like,
that later. Get up there. Yeah.
Wasn't he a freak? Like, didn't he have like the highest? They did his last year. They did the highest vertical, and I think he still had it or something like that.
Oh.
That
Mariano?
dude's yeah.
Yeah, no, he was a good athlete.
That dude's not right.
He was a great athlete.
That dude's not right at all.
You're into cooking as well as pulling
Yes.
cards. Mm-hmm. If
Made you guys some breakfast burritos for
they were
the drive.
good, they're really good. If we have a video to
Yeah.
Jake's first
We
bite,
could, we could show you.
Nice, nice.
You're
Hashtag
you're
content.
you're cooking for the Yankees of 09, 2010, 2011.
Okay.
Who are you excited to give like your dish to, and who are you going to put in front of? And they're like, they're not going to fucking appreciate this.
Teixeira would be my favorite because
Okay.
he's into that stuff.
Well, he was a peanut butter and jelly sandwich for every game guy. is
Yeah,
what he
Jeter
said.
was too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you put pickles on it for him? You think they'd like that?
Dude, that's a great sandwich.
I haven't
How's
tried.
I
that
have to
going?
say, for the drive down, I have to send you guys off.
You were
Okay, yeah. Yeah, we
Yeah.
were.
you were banging
No,
the
that
table
was-
on that a
yeah,
while, and you've
yeah.
kind of
Well, I thought like
I
he's
go in
probably
waves.
getting fucking sick of people sending him pictures of their. You would
Right.
retweet some Phil, and I was like, Phil doesn't think that looks good. Phil doesn't like that one because that looks like shit.
No, it looks terrible.
Yeah.
A lot of them look so bad.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to do a video on how to properly make it because I
Yeah.
see these ones where they're like Wonder Bread and it's all smushed and they don't even
Yeah,
toast
you were
it.
trying. I
It's
think
like,
I was
ugh.
with Jake, and I was like, dude, Phil's getting sick of retweeting these bad sandwiches.
content.
No, I mean, it's all about hashtag content.
Yeah.
That's it.
I'm interested to try it. I haven't tried it. My girlfriend loves pickles.
I'll send you guys on
If
the
it's
drive
good,
down
I'll
as
just
well.
make him for her. Right, so who's so
But
Texas good?
worst, yeah, Tex would appreciate it. He likes that stuff, Michelin stars, all that. Who wouldn't appreciate it? Probably Cece.
Yeah.
Yeah, he told the story. He went with his wife to Napa and they ate at the French Laundry, which is like iconic
Yeah.
3-star Michelin restaurant in the U.S.
It ain't-
And
it ain't Kansas
he was
City
like,
barbecue.
it was fine. I was hungry when we left. We got McDonald's. So I was like, all right, teach their own.
Who had was the Yankees food in the clubhouse much better than Twins?
Yes.
Yes, as well as everything else about
Well,
everything.
ask any player, and the best food on the road is going to Yankee Stadium.
Yeah.
And that's the visiting clubhouse.
Yeah.
So you can only imagine what it's like on the home side.
So what did they? Was it like cafeteria style? Like Tuesdays are spicy chicken, or is it
Kind of.
starting pitcher requested? Or
No, it was kind of a rotation.
okay, so what was your favorite?
Yeah, what was the
Yeah,
big
so
guy?
so Robbie Kukuza, who runs the home side over there, I think he still does. He does, right?
I don't know that.
Yeah, so he'd kind of get in a rotation where it was like, pregame, when everybody got there, like Chipotle was there. And, but it wasn't like, oh, we catered Chipotle. It was like they had cooks there
yeah, okay.
making Chipotle.
Gotcha.
And that was like Monday. And then, Tuesday was another restaurant, and they would be there. And that wasn't even pregame meal. That was just like when
there.
you got there, too.
Yeah. Damn.
And then pregame meal was all in-house catered, typically like a chicken, a fish, a beef, vegetable sides. I mean, it was nuts.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
What was your game
It's
day
pretty great.
meal? Did you stay light?
Yeah, I try to stay light. So I get those like bubble guts a little bit.
Yeah.
Were you
You
a
know,
don't? Were you a don't talk to me, or were you?
No, I was
Just don't
fine.
be weird?
I tried to take the edge off by acting normal.
Okay.
Because that was like my thing. I'd be like,
Yeah. There's that one
I
season
don't want to
where
like sit there and be like, oh,
you demanded the pregame interview. Was that you? With
I
Kim
told people
Jones?
not to be weird. Like,
Yeah.
don't treat
Right.
me differently because I'm starting that day as opposed to not. Because
Man, I think it was you. Like with Kim Jones, it was like you did a pregame interview and you pitched really well, and then you guys just did it before every start one season.
yeah.
And you're just like, well, we need to do the Phil talk.
Right. Yeah.
Pitched
No,
well.
I love Kim. She was great. But
Yeah.
it was one of those things where it was like, I don't want my one day out of every 5 to be
Zarni.
there. He is.
Yeah.
Yeah. don't want that to be super weird because then I'm going to treat it differently. I'm not going to be as relaxed. I want to treat every day the same, and kind of go into every start feeling normal. But that was kind of my deal.
Did you see what the Minnesota Twins were doing during the season with the sound stuff, the PA? I don't know if they did that when you were there.
People were saying it was really loud.
They were blaring techno music in between pitches, only when the Yankees were on the mound.
They were going like NBA style.
And then they were playing New York, New York after every time a Yankee player struck out. It was very like a meme of a PA system.
Yeah,
How much would that stuff
I didn't hear it in person, so I could, because on TV it's kind of hard. Like everybody's like, oh, it's.
But if you're on the mound and another stadium's doing that to you, are you like a clear the mechanism? That shit's not going to bother me, or you'd be like, what the fuck is this?
Well, it was never like during a pitch. It was always.
But Chapman was like visibly like, what the fuck's going on? Because he would throw the pitch as soon as it was caught. It's like boom, 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 boom. Then he'd like get set and it'd stop.
Right. I don't know. Music plays in between pitches, between at bats. Are you gonna, unless MLB like starts regulating like, hey, you can only use this, amount of volume, and it has to stop at this time and start at this time. That's gonna happen.
Would you check?
They try to do anything they can to finally beat the Yankees, right?
Yeah. Would you check the scoreboard for miles per hour when you were starting?
Oh yeah, everybody does.
Everyone does.
Everybody that tells you how to
are those guns juiced?
No.
No. They're
No.
normal?
They're all. I think they're universally on some system where every stadium has this like big TV-looking thing, but it's not a TV. It's just basically getting all the data from the pitch. So and that is directly put on the screen now. So some places used to be juiced.
Okay. That's what the
Old Yankee Stadium used to be juiced a couple. And then some places like wouldn't.
Yeah.
So it's that used to be a thing, but now it's all data. Analytics is everything.
When you went to the Twins, there's stories told from those Twins teams of 2009 and 2010. The 2009 series, the Twins came to Yankee Stadium and were like, we're fucked. When you went there, was there that vibe against the Yankees? Were you in any playoff series?
Yeah, so we went there in 9 and 10. And
you were with the Yankees. No, when you went to the Twins,
right?
Did you ever play against the Yankees?
Yeah.
And was it like that vibe? Like,
I don't think there was as much of a vibe because all the players were so different. The Twins have gotten a lot younger over the last few years.
That old crew.
And the crew of like Kadire and Joe Nathan, Joe Mauer. Those guys kind of were gone. And with the Twins, we kind of, rallied together and were like, these aren't the same Yankees.
Yeah.
We're not the same Twins.
They tried to do that again this year. Didn't work.
Yeah. Exactly. What was the wild card game where, Dozier let off with a home run, Rosario hits a homer against Severino, and all the Yankee fans are like, oh my gosh, what's happening? And then
very scary.
Didi hits that home run, and it's back to the same old Yankee domination.
Is there anything rooted with the "you up" tweet, or were you just like, "Hey, I'm kind of looking for a shtick when I'm bored and I want to see"?
I wasn't even looking for a shtick. I was just bored.
You every
night?
No, not anymore. I go on streaks with it.
Yeah, okay. People like it.
Yeah,
people prep questions and shit.
They do. Yeah.
Do you like interacting with all that?
Sometimes. Questions are good. I like.
What's your least favorite response that like everyone does? It's not funny anymore.
No.
Just no?
When people say no, that's dumb.
Yeah.
You can't.
It's like, I'm saying no because I'm saying I'm not but I obviously am. It's like
hilarious. I'm gonna use that one next time.
No.
Yeah.
That's probably the worst.
I have a community question.
Okay.
A communion question?
Community.
Okay. Then ask a communion question.
Like I'm telling you, I've been eyeing this neighborhood too. Are there any naked people in your neighborhood?
You get a telescope and you get a lot to look at.
I live naked.
Yeah.
And like
this is a glass.
With
your
setup,
house. Yeah. We have shades. We have roller shades.
Okay.
Yeah. So you're good there, but
is there any community secret we need?
I'm not going to let you live with me though. So I think you're fine.
We'll talk about that off.
We were roommates in college. He was a naked guy.
Yeah.
Just like 1 week, you'd be like, probably when he was out of clothes, to be honest.
No,
like
dude.
Completely naked?
It just like you stumbled into something. So maybe I was unconscious.
He had a foreign
I
exchange
just-
student roommate, and
I
he
just
was
go
like,
through-
He probably tells America. He probably like America's fucked. Like, they're naked all the time,
I'd have just like three days a semester where it was like
not wearing clothes.
not leaving.
Those were your days, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could set up a
that's-
telescope here and just be real creepy.
If you wanted to, if that's your thing. Is that your thing?
Is that your
No, I'm just thinking. Maybe like a one-day thing.
Are you into cameras? Trash cans? Did you hear all that stuff, man?
Did you see my trash can in
you see that?
the card lab?
Are you a trash
Yeah.
can fiend now?
That would have made a good bang.
Yeah. What do you think about that? We don't have to talk this if you don't want to.
No, I don't care. I mean, I think there's enough evidence that it was messed up. I mean, there's not. I don't think anybody that was. Let me say this. I think a lot of teams were trying to find a sneaky way to do it. I think the Astros successfully pulled it off.
Yeah.
So I don't think they're like. Were they the smartest ones to do it? Probably not. I mean, there's a huge bang coming from your dugout, and now with video and audio, it's like.
Well, he's putting in the bangs. You haven't heard the people telling you.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah.
Is that it? Nice.
Yeah,
Very nice.
I went outside. I got a Foley mic, and I was just
Yeah,
banging.
there you go.
Imagine people really think I did that. No wonder they think I'm a loser. If you really think I did that, you think I'm a loser.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah, no, I think it's extremely messed up. I had a hard enough time getting guys out when they didn't know what I was throwing.
Yeah.
Especially towards the end there. It was like, dude, I would make up a knuckleball right now if I knew how to throw one.
You ever invent stuff on the mound?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Just go.
I started throwing, two seamers randomly one day because I was like, I got nothing. And it got me a couple outs. I mean, sometimes you have to.
What's the catcher do in that situation? Like, do they
Usually
give you
call
a
time out and come out and be like, what was that?
Did
And
you
I'd be
just-
like,
you
I
just
was
throw
like
it
trying. I think I got on the side of it a little bit.
Yeah.
It was my four seamer, but I just
Throw it
messed-
next pitch.
I
Did you
messed
like
it
it?
up.
Did you think it was good?
was that tough to hit?
He took a bad swing, right? He was a little off on it.
Who's your hardest at bat? Like he comes up and you're like,
Just Google it.
you can find
Oh
out.
my God, Miguel Cabrera.
Oh really? That's
a good one,
That's
though.
a good one to have.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. I said that one in a video the other day. Who else? Howie Kendrick. I pulled his card. I said that one in a video. I couldn't get him out.
All right, so
Yeah, dude,
who's your
Miguel Cabrera
favorite
just
at bat?
Who's
That's-
me?
Ooh. For a while there was Mike Zanino.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
What
he
was the
went-
strategy there?
Just fastballs right down the middle. Yeah.
Bully mode.
Worked
Yeah.
against us.
Yeah. Just all fastballs right down the middle. He was like 0 for 9 with 9 strikeouts, like our first at bats. And then I had a couple arm surgeries and he got me.
What about teammate? You have a Yankees guy like you wish I could pitch to his guy.
On the Yankees?
Yeah.
Well, when I left, I struck out Gardner a few times, and he's such a shit talker that there was no better feeling than like getting him. And then my first start, I don't know if it was my first start against the Yankees, but it was my first start back in Yankee Stadium for sure. I think I pitched like 8 innings, and he was the last out of the 8 innings, and he hit a ground ball. Mauer dove for it, and it was a foot race to first
Between you and Gardy?
between me and Gardner.
I'll pull this clip up.
And do it. I beat him to the bag, and I mean it was bang bang. And he does the check it, check it.
Did he slide? always
Yes.
slides.
Yep.
He
No, he
always
slid.
slides.
I'm pretty sure he slid. And he hops right up, and the umpire sat out, and he hops right up. He's like, no.
Yeah, dust
watch
himself
it.
off.
Yeah. And then they took it to review, and he was out. And
So what was the text after the game then?
it was like, suck it. But he's funny. He's one of my favorites still. We have good back and forth. But there was, for as much shit as he talks, there was no better feeling than striking him out a couple times.
It's so funny to watch him talk shit to Judge after he hits a home run or Stanton.
Oh my god. Basically, McGregor's
Why don't you
around the
And I was
dugout.
doing the thing where he just bangs the top of the dugout. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, come on. It's funny,
Yeah.
and then he gets thrown out for it. That was great. It was on Toronto. It was in Toronto he did that.
Well, he did it.
And they won.
He did it during the Savages run. It's the first time he did it
Yeah.
because he threw.
But he
his
got thrown
helmet.
out just for doing that.
Yeah, in Toronto.
Yeah.
Phil Cuzzy was ready for it.
Right. You can't be banging the dugout.
No, he got thrown out for doing it in Toronto. No, he got thrown out for yelling in Toronto, but it was actually Maven who yelled. They thought it was Gardner. Then he got thrown out again at the stadium for banging, and Phil Cuzzy came over.
Right.
But
Can't do that. You're gone.
he started because he threw his helmet. It came back, hit him in the face, and split his lip.
Oh,
so he
man.
couldn't throw his helmet anymore.
Right.
So I just took it.
So I'm just gonna bang the top of the dugout.
It's funny.
That's actually, I was thinking about this because he, I think it was in Cleveland. No, it couldn't have been in Cleveland in 07. He wasn't there yet. There was a playoff game where he hit a line drive, broke a camera, like broke one of those big, expensive camera lenses on the thing. And so I was thinking it'd be really funny if the Yankees sent him a bill for like damaging the roof of the dugout, because they put up like they made like a mock bill and sent him to it for breaking the camera.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think it was
that's
like it might have been 2010 or something like
That's
that.
funny.
But yeah.
Funny.
They sent him down. He's all stressed. He's like $50,000 lens or something stupid.
A lot of Yankee fans don't know that Gardner is like a prankster and like funny.
The biggest
because he's
prankster,
like he's like a hardo or like a
Right,
intense
yeah.
guy on the field.
He's got the bald.
And a lot of like opposing fans think he's just like some fucking like dick. Like,
Well, all the guys I played with in Minnesota were like, "How's Gardner? He seems like he seems like not the best, kind of a douche." And I was like, "Dude, he's awesome. Like, you would love this guy." But yeah, on his on-field persona,
he's a light switch guy.
yeah, it's just like some hardo, but he's so funny.
Jake has a trivia question for
Okay.
you.
Ooh.
For a shirt.
For what kind of shirt?
Roosevelt's rsvlts.com/JohnBoy, 20% off. Use code JohnBoy.
Content ad.
That wasn't a setup, by the way. I just tossed that one in.
You were on the Yankees. True.
True.
Staten Island Yankees.
Who is the Yankees' all-time leader in saves? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Mariano.
You get a shirt.
Thank you.
Roosevelt's. Hashtag Roosevelt's. Hashtag John.
Was that even trying to be a trick question?
No.
No.
Everyone we've done.
I was like, God, the Wisconsin's got like a million saves somewhere else.
Everyone's a little freaked out by us.
Right, because
We asked an Orioles guy who's the most games ever played.
By an Orioles.
By an Oriole. Consecutive games.
And he was like, I mean, I know.
I don't know if you're a large, but you give it to your son when he becomes a
Yes,
large.
he will wear this before I do. I'll tell you that. But thank
Nice
you.
blanket.
But thank you.
Thanks, Roosevelt. Do we
Dude,
do
my swaddle game is on point. I will use that for. I will use this for that.
Do we do questions for us?
Oh yeah. You can ask.
I already asked you a bunch of questions.
It's true.
During our card opening video.
Check out the card. Check out the card opening.
Yes.
Phil's polls.
YouTube. Phil's polls. Yes.
Rate, follow, subscribe, review,
All of
content,
it.
ad,
Yes.
Roosevelt's, John Boy,
Yes,
Phil,
yes.
Jake.
Sorry about the bad mics.
It happened. Sorry about the Sprinter van just moaning in the background. But
good.
it was worth it, right?
Yeah,
Better
good.
than an Uber.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
dude, that
dude.
thing's awesome.
That's like
Should
the
have more
coolest.
guests.
That's like the
Bring
coolest
over.
place I've ever been.
Good. Glad.
Yeah. Thanks,
Glad
man.
I
Thanks
could
for talking
bring you
with
guys
us.
up. Yeah, for sure.
Thank you. Let's get some Sammys.
Oh yeah, we have some sandwiches.
You got
Now
it.
you have to cook for us.
Yes.